Hey, how are you guys? I am showing you one of our brand new fall products that I could not wait to get my hands on, and it did not disappoint. Let me show you our electric pop and stir. Remember that popcorn that your mom used to make for you, and the air pop popcorn that was just so delicious and you couldn't wait to sit down to a movie? Well, this is the same type of machine, but it is just so much better. Pampered Chef has taken it to the next level with allowing you to take off this lid right here, and on top of the lid, when it comes off, you actually get to put your butter right on top of here. But it does so much more than that. When I love to have popcorn, I actually really like kettle corn. And so you could put sugar on top of here. You would kind of wait for your stuff to kind of pop a little bit for a few minutes. I usually wait till it's got about 10, 12 kernels going, and then I put my quarter cup of sugar on top. But a quarter cup of sugar, dependent on the other stuff that you'd buy that is completely caramelized and really full of sugar, I don't think it's a lot to sacrifice, and I think it's really great. So you can go ahead and put on here, let me just take this lid off and show you. You'd put some oil, you'd put your popcorn kernels, and you'd go ahead and just let it go. You put the lid on, obviously, so you don't want it to go everywhere. And when you're ready and finished, all you need to do is take this section, flip yourself this way, and it is your bowl. So you get to eat that way as well. The best part about it is that when you're finished, you take this lid right here and you would put the lid right back on top so that your bowl actually isn't dirty on top. So especially if you've got like melted butter or something like that. And it's just so easy to make. You almost pop every single kernel. I think sometimes I count to see how many kernels I have left over. I think the most I've had is 2 or 3. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do actually spiced nuts with this. So it is our pop and stir because it's gonna stir when it does the nuts, and it's gonna make a great recipe for you to share with your friends and family over the holidays. So let's get cooking. So I've got a cup of almonds. And they're just raw almonds, but you can basically use whatever kind you'd like. If you like them sliced, you can do them that way. You could do cashews, pistachios, peanuts, whatever you fancy. So I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of sugar. Again, I think that is pretty much the smallest amount of sugar you can do without candying something. So I think that's great. In here, I've got 2 tablespoons of water, and I've got a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. It actually calls for a full tablespoon, but our vanilla is double strength Madagascar bourbon vanilla. So you actually only need to use 1/2 of it to get what you need done. So I'm using that. And let me pour that right on top of here. And so it requires a little bit of salt. If your nuts are salted, you probably could leave the salt off, but I like salt. And then, what am I missing? This, which is a 1/2 of a tablespoon of our Cortingi cinnamon. And the best cinnamon in the world, bar none, one of my favorites, and it's seasonal and out right now for the holidays. So if you're watching this in October, November, or December, definitely grab yourself some. So all right, so let's go ahead and sprinkle this around. And I don't have to mix it up. The stir stick will do that for me, but I just, out of habit, I go ahead and do that. So, all right, that is all I need to do. Now here comes the hard part. Are you ready? You turn it on, and that's it. It's gonna stir for me and absolutely take everything at the next level because it's going to meld all those flavors, make it be this beautiful, delicious nut combination. And what you're waiting for is you're waiting for the nuts to kind of come to a sandy texture. So this section this thing right here is going to heat up. So the bottom part, the motor, is gonna heat everything up. So in a couple of minutes, your kitchen is just gonna smell heavenly. Then once it goes ahead and heats up, the next thing that's gonna happen is it's gonna start getting like a liquidized texture. And at the very last thing, about the 9-minute mark, it's gonna get this sandy texture, and that's when you wanna turn it off. All you have to do is lift this bottom part. It comes off completely as I showed you before. Put it on some parchment paper and toss your nuts right on there so that they can cool. They'll stay good for up to a week in an airtight container. So you could make these for the holidays and give them out as gifts. Such a nice way to do so. But let's talk about some of the other things you can make with it while it's going on. You could make oyster crackers with a little bit of olive oil and some rosemary seasoning. Delicious. You could make toasted pine nuts, which I've done before, and I didn't even use any oil. I just toasted them. And if you are like me, I love toasted pine nuts, but the millisecond from going from perfectly toasted to burnt is pretty quick. And this right here, it alleviates that, excuse me. So anyway, if you get kind of a runaway piece, you can use this to push down, but my suggestion always is not to touch the stir stick because it's a little precarious. You just want to make sure that you don't touch it while it's going. As you can see, it is starting to, let me see if I can bring it a little closer to you. It's starting to bubble up, and so it's going to get that steam coming off of it. My kitchen smells like heaven right now. Now, some of the other things that you can make with this too, you could do pretzels, and you could take your pretzels and you could candy your pretzels that way, and then once the pretzels are done, you could drizzle chocolate on it. I've seen people do popcorn before, and they do Jell-O on top instead of the sugar on top, and you make a colored popcorn. So there's so many different recipes, and guess what? When you buy the electric pop and stir, you get some really great recipes all ready to go with it, but it's just such a set it and forget it. But just want to make sure that you stay close by so that you don't have to walk away, because you're going to be able to have these done with you between 7 to 9 minutes depending on what you're making. Candied cashews, like I said, pistachios, peanuts, and then you can take all of those things and you can mix them together with the popcorn, drizzle them with white chocolate, regular chocolate, and it should be absolutely perfect. Anyway, that's how you use this. I can't wait to dive into these, and if you've already bought yourself the electric pop and stir, you are a lucky person. Take care. I couldn't wait to share with you, so I wanted to go ahead and let you see what it's supposed to look like when it's completely finished. Look at that beautiful sandy texture, really easy to use, and guess what, guys? I'm gonna pop them all right here, and then, just get my spoon to get those last few that are stuck there. I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to stick it into the dishwasher. The stir stick and the little knob right here actually go into your sink, but everything else can go right in your dishwasher, and then it's completely clean and ready to go for the next time. I love this product, and I know that you will too.